I prefer if I have my money, I buy dress, I buy my jacket. I don't like send my money to buy food. No.
So you're saying you'd rather wear clothes than eat?
Yeah.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to the Mental Moodboard Podcast, the podcast where we divulge into the moodboard of my mind. And as of late, I've had an influx of subscribers. So if you are new here, hello and welcome. This podcast is called the Mental Moodboard Podcast, where I basically divulge and talk about what it's like running a small business and basically any subjects or topics that enter my mind, whether it be fashion, my personal life, my business. It's usually the latter, personal life and being a small business owner. And if you don't know, I run a small business called La Pose, a clothing brand where I handmade all of my orders and also offer a made to order. Anyway, enough of housekeeping. Hi everyone, how are we doing? I am coming to you. How am I coming to you? As a 30-year-old woman. All right. Oh yes, I'm 30. I got this lovely bottle of White Zinfandel. So chin chin. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. And I also got this really lovely glass for my 30th birthday. It says happy 30th birthday on it. And then engraved on the back is my name, La Pose, but like my brand name, which is so lovely. I also got a water bottle from my future mother-in-law with my brand name on it. And it's my favorite color, pink. I am obsessed with the color pink. I was just so touched. Literally all of my gifts were pink. I'm surprised my hair isn't pink. Well, it has been in the past. But anyway, I'm coming to you today as a 30-year-old woman. Let's do some ASMR. It's a tiny bottle, so we'll do it to the glass instead. Oh my gosh, I just love that sound. So, cheers to me and my 30th birthday. Cheers. She's a little loud. I was terrified to turn 30. I think I started getting more terrified around, I would say September, October time, because that's when I'd left London and I felt like I wasn't where I wanted to be in terms of my life and in terms of my business and the way things were going. So I felt like I can't turn 30 yet. Let's delay it. Let's delay the turning of 30 because at 30, I'm supposed to be married, own my own house, have children, and run a successful business. None of those four things have been achieved. So I was like, let's delay the 30th birthday for like a year or 2 years. But alas, it came. And for the weeks coming up to me turning 30, I was scared. Okay, I was so scared. I did not want to turn 30 at all. In fact, I'm usually such a happy birthday girl. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. A month till my birthday, a week till my birthday, 2 days until my birthday. This time I was just like, my birthday's coming. Let it come and let it go. And I'm kind of laughing to myself a bit because I got a lot of like 30th birthday memorabilia. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, when I have these things when I'm older, I'm going to remember how much I dreaded my 30th birthday. And I'm kind of still in that mindset of, oh my gosh, I'm 30 and I haven't achieved this and achieved that. But then again, there's a lot of people in my life that have assured me and been like, your life goes how it's supposed to go. Your journey in life was your journey in life. And that inspired me. So today I'm going to go through a list. Let's bring the list up because if you guys know, you know that my phone is my notepad and my microphone. Hello. It's both. Okay. So I've written a list and it's called 30 Things I've Learned at 30. Now, this is going to be 15 things because I'm not going to sit here and bore you and be like, I learned that pizza should be eaten hot. because it should be. You cold pizza eaters are nasty, disgusting, abhorrent. Okay. But I'm not going to sit here and like chat your ear off and be like, I learned that we must be principled at 30. I've cut the list to 15, and then I might do a part 2 in next week's podcast and be like, these are the next 15. But I thought that as I tell you the 15 things the 15 things I learned at 30, the 30 things I learned at 30, that I would add like a little anecdote, like a little story of how I learned these things. And these things that I've listed are personal to me, but I feel like they're kind of like horoscopes, in that a lot of people can relate or also have their own anecdotes from the things that I've listed, because they're so broad and even people of different ages could relate. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Sorry, you know me. I love my rosé. I really do. I love pink. I love pink drinks. And I love pink mink. It rhymes. Okay, let's get into it. The first thing I've put on my 30 things I've learned at 30 is I don't know everything. And I know it should be obvious. You live on Earth. Just the mere fact that I'm existing and I don't know how. And well, we know the how. Mommy and daddy got to it. But I don't know how. Like, I don't know how, if you know what I mean. Like the broader aspect of me existing. I don't know a lot of things. I don't know why I'm on Earth. Oh, there was a lovely saying that I heard recently. I think it's like a Native American saying. I don't know which tribe it's from, but basically that human beings should be like flowers. Flowers just exist and they experience life, which I think is just so beautiful. But patriarchy and capitalism won't let that happen. That's a subject for another day. Yep, I don't know everything. And I've had to learn that, obviously, with just existing, that I don't know everything. No anecdote with that, just I don't know everything, and to kind of accept that. My boyfriend kind of like instilled this in me, which is another thing that's on my list, but it's like this stoicism philosophy of what if you're worried about something. So he'd always say to me, I'd be worried about something, like, oh Aaron, this, that and the other, and he'd say to me, okay, the thing that you're worried about, are you in control of it? And I'd say no, and he'd say, then don't worry about it. If the thing you're worried about, I've said it wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to be deep philosopher Coca-Cola pose and I can't do it. Let's start again. So he'd say to me, if you're worrying about something and you're in control of it, don't worry about it. If you're worrying about something and you're not in control of it, then don't worry. And when he said that to me, it blew my mind. It really did. And it's something that I've also been teaching my dad, and I think it blew his mind as well. I think we're both very, very similar in the way that we think, but just that concept of I'm in control of something, therefore I can make a change and I don't need to worry about it. Or I'm not in control of this thing, so that's okay. Let me accept that because I'm not in control of it and I can't make a change to it. So that's just a beautiful thing that I've learned. I don't know everything. The second thing I've learned at 30 is nothing will go as you want it, which goes back to, if you're not in control of it, don't worry about it.
Oh.
I planned out my life from when I was 8 years old. I would be married at 26. I would have my 2 twin daughters, Diamond and Glitter, and I would be living in this really gorgeous house in America with flowers at my front yard, and I would be a housewife. Thank you, Disney, for instilling that into me. But to be fair, housewifery sounds amazing right now. Things don't go as you wanted. 8-year-old LaPose is going to be surprised to find out that when I was scribbling my little designs, guess what, baby girl? You're a fashion designer. Your business is going to blow up pretty soon. We're not going to speak negatively. Going to blow up pretty soon and be amazing. But you're a fashion designer. And isn't that what you wanted to be? You wanted to be a fashion designer, a princess, an astronaut, an astrologer. You wanted to be all of these things. But one of these things you did. And you should be proud. 8-year-old me would be fascinated with the fact that I know how to make clothes. That I make clothes for a living. So, yeah, nothing will go as you wanted. Even me when I was in my early 20s planning my life about how things would go, how I'd be still thinking I'd be married around 25, 26, you know, following the pattern of my parents, and having my first child at 26. Pardon me. And it didn't happen. It hasn't happened. I mean, I'm 30. Okay. The eggs are dying. That's okay, because there's nothing to reassure myself with except for it's not in my control. Life will not go as you want. I know, this may seem very sad, but this is just the society we're living in, you know? This is the world we're living in. Our parents were able to buy houses and do things at the age of 22, 23, whilst we were at home saying, who ate my cereal at 23, 22? Who ate my cereal? Was it you, Daddy? You ate my cereal. Better replace it. Number 3 is dress however you want. And this is going to go for 2 specific groups of people. I'm talking to my teenagers and I'm talking to my older people, older women, older men, older non-binary people. I'm talking to you. People are going to tell you what you should or shouldn't wear, whether it be magazines, whether it be people in your life, or whether it be the mean school children that laugh at you for having ginger hair and calling you a budget Ice Spice. But that's okay, because you are budget. You can't rap, but you budget. I'm trying to be inspirational. Anyway, dress how you want to. For ages, I was ginger last year. I don't really call it ginger. I say this is like a sriracha, like a reddish orange. Literally, I put a sriracha bottle to my head and I was like, this is the color of my hair. So I was a bit more orangier last year. And I remember walking around when school children were either leaving school or going to school, and there would always be comments like, "Oh, Spice, oh, Spice," or snickering or being rude or laughing at me. And it really depleted me. I mean, I'm a 20-year-old woman and I'm being transported back to secondary school of being laughed at for being weird. And because that happened to me so much, I decided to dye my hair brown. And in that brown hair, I did not feel beautiful at all. If you see my previous videos of the podcast, that was like my brown hair sort of like getting a bit lighter. I really hated that color on me. I don't think it suited me. I feel like it made me look dull. And even with that, that's absolutely fine. If you want to wear a color that not everything has to be complementary to your skin tone. If you want to wear a color that makes you look a bit dull and you feel like I don't know, how would you say this? It's flattering to you because it makes you look dull, then do that. But for me, I wanted something flattering to me, but also something that makes me feel beautiful. And this color, in all of its sriracha weirdness, just makes me feel beautiful. So this year, before I turned 30, I took the courage and I was like, I'm going to dye my hair the beautiful orangey red sriracha color that I love. I haven't seen any school kids because I'm always at home sewing. So I'm happy in my bubble. But even when I see those school kids that are mean, that can be really mean, I'm going to hold my head up high and remember I'm 30 and they're about 15 or even I don't know how many years younger than me. And I'm going to stand in my purpose and stand in my truth and wear whatever I want because it makes me feel happy. They're going to snicker about it and forget about it. Yes, their comments may stay with me, but I need to remember who I am and what my truth is. And my truth is I am a weirdo. I'm a weird black girl. My brother tells me this all the time. I'm just a weird alt black girl. I like what I like and I don't what I don't, you know? Look at us being wise with anecdote. Jesus had parables. I have anecdotes. Oh my gosh, no, please. I'm not trying to say I'm a religious leader. No, okay. Number 4, sometimes choose peace over unnecessary battles. And this is something that I still practice. So I'm going to be very candid and say that I have not always had a very good relationship with my mum. Sometimes, we would argue over certain things and this is a bit much because I know obviously in the future she may watch this and I don't want her to be like, you're telling other people about us. I don't like it. That's going to be a fight. But the truth is the truth. And the truth is I didn't really always get along with my mum. It always felt like she would always pick fights with me about certain things. Or if I would treat her like a movie mum and be like, oh mum, this is what happened to me or this is what I'm going through, and I get told off or reprimanded for feeling how I felt. I learned to choose peace and realize that there's just certain things I cannot tell my mum. Like, life isn't a movie where your mum will come and hug you and be like, it's okay, my baby, with certain things. There's just certain things that I cannot tell my mum, and that's okay, because by not telling her, there's peace within me, and there's peace in the way that we respond or talk to each other, because I've kept that part of me or locked, so that there's no battles and there's no fights. Or even if there's something that I don't agree with that my mum and dad are saying, I know that this is not a hill to die on over it, or over a certain discrepancy. So I would just bite my tongue, nod, you're right, because why? It brings peace. And some people say that, oh, it's just because, I'm a pushover. And yes, to be fair, I am a bit of a pushover, especially when it comes to my parents and how I was raised and the things that I went through with them, good and bad. So that's kind of shaped my conflict resolution with people. So I've just realized that there's certain things that you shouldn't battle over just for your peace of mind. And to be honest, it brings so much peace. Choose your battles wisely. Is that comment your mum made a hill that you're ready to die on? To talk to people about, and then she said this. Oh, okay. Now what? Choose your battles wisely. Number 5, work in the way that works for you. And this is in regards to school. Last night, I had a dream that I always have a dream that I'm back at uni. But then when I'm back at uni, I either have been missing my classes, so I don't know what's going on. And it's close to graduation and I haven't submitted an essay and I don't know what the essay is about. And it's due in a couple of hours and I'm going to fail. This time, however, it was a really peaceful university dream. I don't know what that is. Any therapists or dream people, let me know. But basically, in this dream, I was working on a group project with some really amazing, intelligent girls in my university. Some were real, some weren't. And they were there amping me up and helping me with the project, helping me understand the project. I knew what we were doing. And then I basically submitted a piece of artwork that wasn't mine, that I found on Pinterest. But they were like, wow, La Pose, this is exactly what we're looking for. You're so talented. What did I do? I kept my mouth shut. I said, thank you. I didn't say I drew it, I just said thank you. But it was such a positive dream of me being on the right track. And I usually always have nightmares about being back in university specifically. I don't know why, but university specifically. And this is the rare occasion that I had a positive dream about it. And I don't know why. Maybe it's my subconscious telling me that I will thrive if I accept help from people. Because I've always been a I do by myself person. So maybe my subconscious is telling me that I'll thrive in a group setting amongst women, and a mixed group of women. There was black women, Asian women, white women. So maybe my subconscious is telling me to find a tribe, because for 30 years, although I've made friends here and there, I've always been a lone wolf. I've always liked to be by myself, just because I'm the type of person, if I see it in front of me, I'll give it all my attention. If I don't see it, out of sight, out of mind. And that's even with people in relationships. And it's not me being disrespectful. It's just I don't like the pressure that friendships put on text me all the time, call me all the time. I like a friend that I can speak to maybe every 3, 4, 5 months. Say, hey, what you doing? Let's go out. And then not speak to each other until another 3, 4, 5 months. That's the kind of friendship I want. I know it's not sustainable if you want to grow with people, but I realize that that's what works for me. So maybe subconsciously, my mind is telling me to find a tribe. But yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you about how I'm supposed to work. But basically, how I work is I'm the type of person to basically do things in the last minute. And I would always put pressure on myself and be like, post plan, do this, do that. Why do you do things in the last minute? But it's just the way I work. It works for me. And I tend to always thrive when I do things last minute. That's what I find anyway. Like, I was supposed to submit something. I'm supposed to be submitting something tomorrow. So I better do that after this. But yeah, I just work better doing things last minute, which I know can be bad sometimes because I do need to plan. But I've learned not to put too much pressure on, oh, La Pose, you should be, instead of, telling myself, suppose, okay, you work like this, let's do it this way, or let's implement this so that it helps you. And I've felt less guilty knowing that I'm a last minute bitch. Give me what you want, 'cause I don't want no 1 minute man. Ooh. I don't know why that's in my head. Number 6, write your thoughts down. And I'm saying this as my dream journal is supporting my microphone. Write your thoughts down, whether it be on your phone or in a book. I found that writing my thoughts down is like basically uploading or downloading all of my thoughts, clearing space in my mind and putting it elsewhere. It really feels like clearing a computer to give more space. It's just so freeing, because then you don't have to say, what's that creative idea I was thinking about? What's that dress that I wanted to make? Oh my gosh, I've forgotten it. Or what's that? Because sometimes I think of amazing I wouldn't say parables, but like one-liners, inspirational one-liners that I can apply to my own life. I'm like, oh, let me write that down so that I can come back to it. It's so important to write your thoughts down. I've even heard of people to like waking up straight away and like writing whatever thoughts come to their head. That sounds amazing. I probably will do it once in my life just to test it out. Don't know if I'll implement it. We'll see. But it's so important to write things down, my lovelies. Really, really do, because you're just going to free up so much space in your mind. You'll be able to think more. It's amazing. Number 6 was write your thoughts down. Number 7 is write anything creative down, which kind of goes back to what I was saying. Even if you have an idea for a piece of clothing or a gadget that you feel like doesn't exist, anything, just whatever creative thing is in your mind, jot it down. Draw it. You will be so happy at yourself later when you come back to it and you're like, oh yes, maybe let me try and do this now. It doesn't have to be a straight away thing of I'm going to create such an amazing invention and everyone's going to love me. It could literally be months or years, but then you've written it down and you can go back to it. That's happened with some designs that I've drawn that I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I wanted to make that. I've made it, haven't shown it to the world, but I'm happy I've made it because that's something I wanted to accomplish. Number 8. Age doesn't equal wisdom. Woo! Have I learned this? One thing I've learned is a wise man doesn't call himself wise because he knows there's so much to learn. So when there's been adults in my life that have said, I'm wise and blah, 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 and I'm better than you and blah, blah, blah. No, you ain't, sir. You called yourself wise. You dumb. You know less than me. Okay, since you know a lot more than me, what is my purpose here on earth as a human? Fast. Quickly. Oh, that's right. You don't know. Okay, so you ain't wizzy. You're not a wisey. You're not. And I've learnt this from my younger brother, who's like 5 years younger than me. That little boy is, look, I'm calling him a little boy because I always see him as like my baby brother. He is so intelligent. Not going to say wise. I'm going to say he's so intelligent. There's so much that he's taught me in terms of life because he is such a like big philosophy head. He reads up on like different philosophies and stuff and applies it to his life. He's fucking amazing. So there's so many things that my 30-year-old self don't know. And I ask my younger brother and he knows, or he'll bestow his wisdom onto me, things that he knows. Am I then going to sit there as a 30-year-old sister and be like, I'm 30 years old, I should know more than you. I'm not listening to your advice. No, I open my ear. In fact, I spread. I say, yeah? Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Because the amount of years you've lived on this earth doesn't equate to your wisdom or your intelligence. And that's word to child geniuses. Next. Okay. Number 9, implement stoicism in your life. So I'm still learning about stoicism myself, but ever since I've heard about the principles of stoicism, of appreciating life for what it is, or the things that are in your life right now directly, such as people, situations, and things like that, not reacting too emotionally to things that happen, even though that's hard because we are emotional creatures. I've tried to implement that slowly, not forcing myself, saying, oh, you shouldn't have reacted to that thing that Aaron did, or oh, you should have held that in. I'm allowing myself to feel those feelings, but then also in my back of my mind, I'm like, okay, let me take that on for next time, that my reaction my reaction can be a better one, or I can hold on to that, or what he said or what he did doesn't have to affect me. I'm choosing to be affected that way. So I really want to educate myself on stoicism and implement it in my life. I think that will bring so much peace, especially to the whole, I'm not where I should be. That's that gremlin that's in my head of, you're not where you should be, fam. Where's your ring? Where's your house? Where's your children? Where's your success, fam? With stoicism, I can be like, this is the life that I'm living right now. 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been amazed if someone told me, you are going to be amazing at sewing. You're going to know how to sew. You're going to know how to overlock. You're going to know how to pattern make. In fact, you're not even going to know how to read patterns. I do not know how to read patterns. The first thing I did was learn how to draft patterns first. And that's just because in my neurodivergent mind, I looked at patterns, I said, okay, you're pretty. I don't know how to read you or construct. But because of watching because of watching YouTube videos and because of learning how to draft myself, I can look at patterns and be like, oh, I understand what this is kind of, but I'm still haven't started using patterns as of yet. But what was I talking about? Stoicism. But yeah, I'd really want to implement that philosophy in my life. Number 10, work out for your mental health.
Oh.
Let's do a guessing game. When is the last time Lapose worked out? Last time I worked out was July. I used to love working out. I used to go out for walks every day. I would work out at home, do home workouts. And my home workouts were things that I loved. I tried doing the whole 30-second repetition of this, that, and the other, and I just found it boring. I found that I thrived more when I did something I enjoyed. So I would do obviously the fun 80s type workouts, like, let's go, left leg, right leg, because it was just so fun. But also I would do a lot of dancing, dance along with people. There's a YouTuber called Tara's Body. Oh my goodness. Her dance workouts were so much fun. But just because of where I am right now, there is space, but there isn't much space. But also I'm quite shy to for people to see me exercising. And that I feel is also a bit of an excuse, but also it isn't, because I could just go out for walks. But that's just something that I'm battling in my head right now. And I know that if I just went out for a walk, I would feel so much better. And I'd look good. But it's not about that. Work out for your mental health. Don't work out for vanity reasons. For me, when I first started working out, I think it was earlier than July. When I first started working out, it was for vanity. It was because I went on holiday and I was a day or two after my period and I went to this water park. So I still had a lot of bloating and I just felt really unattractive, because we're taught that fat or any sort of belly fat is unattractive, and a lot of men were staring at my belly and I just felt really uncomfortable and I felt really unattractive. And so when I got back to England, I asked my brother to help me come up with an exercise regime, and it was the perfect one. He said, just start walking, pose 10,000 steps a day, do a home workout, and do a calorie deficit. I didn't know if I was doing that. I was eating what I wanted and working out. I didn't know. But there was just so much joy. I felt like I could do anything. And I need to do that. I need to do that as I'm turning 30. I need to get back on my vitamins and I need to get back on working out, because the joy I felt, the exhilaration from working out is just amazing. And of course you could just have sex, but it's not the same. I just added that in to be cheeky. But it's not the same thing. Really, really, really move your body. And I need to. Number 11. Look at other people's point of views. See it from the other person's perspective. And when I say this, I'm saying this in terms of when you cut what is the word? When you're doing verbal fighting with someone, ba ba ba, you are an idiot. No, you are an idiot. No, it's your mother. No, it's your father, your uncle and your brother and your sister. When you're doing boo 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 with words. I don't mean it like that. I mean it in terms of when you're having an argument with someone and you're trying to explain your perspective of how you see things. Sometimes see it from the other person's perspective. I know it's hard because you want to be right and strong, but flip it. And the thing is with me though, I think I've practiced this a lot in my life so that it's really easy for me to do. So I'll be in my emotions and then something will go, like, it's literally like a switch, and be like, okay, but how does he feel? How does she feel? They're going through this, that, and the other. How do you think that makes them feel? And then I'll be like, it's literally like, I don't know, it's like tension is built here and then it just like leaves my body, and I'm like, oh, that's why they're reacting this way. And then I'll be the bigger person. No, but I will then go to that person and be like, oh, like, we call it nyangalelaing in Zambia, but kind of be like coaxing them and be like, hi, how are you? How y'all doing? And then be like, after that, be like, I understand how you're feeling because maybe this is what's going on. And then the person would be like, yeah, that's what's going on. And then from me being the empathetic party, that person would be like, I'm sorry I reacted this way, or I'm sorry that I treated you this way because of being, that's what it is. Seeing things from other people's perspective. It's called being empathetic. Be empath. Not, oh my gosh, I'm an empath, but be empathetic. Really empathize with people. And I think it's diffused a lot of arguments in my life when I've flipped the switch and become empathetic. But sometimes you want to be wrong and strong, baby, and let that happen. Feel how you feel. Sometimes when I'm wrong and strong, I'm gonna stay in my wrong and strongness. Ain't nobody getting me out. It's my turn. You come and empathize with me. Sometimes it got to go that way. Sometimes. Be unashamed and embrace what you like, which kind of goes with number 3, dress however you like. As I've grown older, I've noticed that my taste in music has changed. So I've always been an R&B and hip hop girly. That's just who I was. That's just who I am. That's how I was raised. Okay, that's just been my thing. But as I've grown older, I have started loving a lot of like alternative music, a lot of pop, not a lot of pop, but like certain pop acts, like pop art, pop alternative acts. I mean, y'all motherfuckers didn't tell me that Florence and the Machine bang like this. Mermaids? That's platinum in this household. I run that shit back. I love Mermaids. Florence and the Machine. Oh, and what's the other one? The Elvis song. I can't remember, but that song makes me cry because it puts you in a place of, oh my gosh, I'm addicted to alcohol, I'm addicted to drinking, or I'm really flipping drunk and I can't even go to the place that I want to go to, which is Graceland, because I'm inebriated. But it's done in she's a storyteller, and she just draws you in with her singing and the emotion. She knows how to write a song. Oh my goodness. And I think that if I was younger and someone told me, oh, listen to Florence and the Machine, I would have looked at them like, what the fuck are you talking about? In fact, I remember when I was about 14 or 15, a friend of mine said, oh, listen to Adele. What is it? Chasing Pavements. And I was like, I don't listen to this shit. I bet it's going to be shit. I listened to it and I was like, oh, it's all right. I listened to it once and I never went back. But if I was to listen to Chasing Pavements for the first time as a 30-year-old woman, there would be fireworks in my brain, like synapses will be like, oh my god, because I don't know what it is. I think it's age, but it's just opened my mind to all the beautiful things, all the beautiful music. I mean, I've even started listening to Kate Bush, for goodness sake. I love Babushka. I love Wuthering Heights. I just love her discography, her weirdness, her oddness. I think as I've grown up, I guess I'm drawn to people that are as odd or weird as me, because it's really annoying because there's so many alternative black girls out there, right? But I don't think they're not my kind of alt, because I'm not a goth girl, not really an emo girl. I'm like very, like, I wouldn't know how to describe myself really, but I would know how to describe myself. My little brother calls me a fairy, so we'll say that, but I'm not fairy cool, but I'm fairy, you know? Very, very that. But I haven't seen many alternative black girls in media or just coming or on my like social media pages that look or interact with media the way I do, or like things that I like, you know? So I guess I kind of have to go into like white spaces. What's new? White spaces my whole life because of the things that I've liked. But I feel like I have to enter white spaces in order to see my archetype. Not the physical embodiment of my archetype, but the spiritual embodiment of my archetype, you know? So, yeah, I like what I like. Number 13, tell people how you feel there and then. Tell people how you feel there and then, but then that goes back to choosing your battles wisely. So when someone has said something that's incorrect or something that offends you, with respect to them, be like, oh no, that's not how it is, or I'm sorry, when you say something like that, it slightly offended me. I just wanted to tell you that. And if they say, oh, fuck it, you can be like, okay, that's how you react. How they react is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them and where they are in their stunted emotional journey. Okay? But just say how you feel there and then, instead of holding on to bitterness and then you end up hating the person. I learned that the hard way. There was a friend of mine that said something that really hurt me when I was younger. I think she basically said that my parents were broke, which is why I couldn't afford to go on holiday. She wasn't wrong. We didn't have that much money in the time, which is why I couldn't go on holiday, but I just held on to that. And then I said it to her, I think like a month or a couple of months later. I was like, oh, I didn't like that you said that. And she was like, oh, why didn't you just tell me there and then? I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I was hating you for like a month. I don't know. Let me know if you want to hear about how, what should we call her? Your broke friend. In quotation marks. Your broke friend. How our friendship ended. It's just a tiny story, but let me know if you want to hear that for next week's episode. I'm important. There's this YouTuber I watch. He's called Thought Potato. Oh my goodness. His videos are so addictive. At the end of all his videos, he says, and remember, you matter. Which is like, obviously he says that at the end of every video, blah, blah, blah. But it just tingles. And I feel seen and I feel like I do matter, which is really, really sweet. But he's not wrong. It's very important to realize that you are important and you matter. And my boyfriend always says to me, oh, you think you're the center of the universe? And I always tell him cheekily, I'm like, I am, because I live in here. So I am the center of my universe. I don't know what's going on in your head. I know what's going on in here. I'm the main character. Like literally, I'm the center of the universe in my universe. So remember, you matter, you're important. Just remember, you won the swim race, okay? To mama's ovaries. To mama's egg. You won the swim race. Number 15. I may not be book smart, but my intelligence lies elsewhere.
Oh.
I like to pride myself in the fact that in most creative arts, I'm at least intermediate, whether it be editing, filming, painting, drawing, illustrating, poetry, singing, dancing, creating clothes, creating patterns. There's a lot of things that I am really good at, I'm creatively inclined in. But if you were to tell me, LaPose, what's the square root of pie? I would say a cherry, an apple pie, whatever's in the fridge, baby. I am not book smart in the least, but I am intelligent. And I think that over time, we've kind of misconstrued intelligence and being book smart. You can be book smart and intelligent, and you can be book smart and not intelligent. For example, we can be in a room full of people and I can work the room like no other. But if we were to get a book smart person that isn't intelligent, they would sit there and be like, because they lack intelligence, okay? So my blessings lie in the creative arts. And that's just something that I've embraced. So I'm basically the book smart person of the creative arts. But yes, I guess that's part 1 of 30 things I've learned at 30. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. If this is your first time seeing it, or if you are a real one, an OG, thank you for coming back. I am going to be doing like an on and off thing. So I feel like my podcast is going to be every 2 weeks, because what I'm doing now is I'm taking YouTube more seriously and not just focusing on podcasts. I'm going to be implementing more sewing and creative videos onto my YouTube channel. As of now, I think I'm on 398 subscribers. I would love to get to 500 on YouTube. So please do that. And if you're listening on Spotify, hit that follow button. You dirty bitch, respectfully and lovingly. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening. Say happy birthday to me in the comments. And a wise woman once said, remember to bounce that ass Don't let it bounce you. Bye, guys.